As you lay down to rest tonight, take a moment to reflect and release all the stress of the day. Have you ever felt the weight of the world on your shoulders, only to realize that before you sleep, you can speak directly to the Creator? This powerful prayer is here to help you close your day with peace, healing, and divine protection, guiding you into a restful sleep that renews your mind, body, and spirit. Tonight, you're invited to not only listen, but to actively participate. As we begin this prayer, I encourage you to speak out loud, acknowledging God's presence and His unwavering love for you. Have you ever wondered how powerful it can be to invite God's protection into your life, especially as you sleep? This is your chance to invite that peace into your heart and soul. So, if you're ready for a night of true rest, free from anxiety and fear, the power of gratitude before sleep, as the day comes to a close, the chaos of the world starts to settle. Take a deep breath, feel the weight of the day lift, and ask yourself, have you paused to truly give thanks today? We live in a world where gratitude is often overlooked, yet it's the key to unlocking peace. As you prepare for sleep, let this be a moment to reflect on the blessings you've received, no matter how small they may seem. Gratitude is not just an emotion. It's a spiritual tool that opens doors to divine favor. When you say thank you, you invite God into your heart in a way that creates space for peace. Let this moment be one of reflection, allowing gratitude to wash over you like a wave. Can you feel it, that deep sense of connection with God, as you acknowledge His goodness in your life? Tonight, as you rest your head, let every breath remind you of the countless reasons to be thankful. From the air you breathe to the people in your life. And when you recognize that, you align yourself with divine favor. Gratitude prepares your spirit for the peace that follows. It strengthens your connection to God and makes room for His protection over your life. Have you ever noticed that when you focus on the things you're grateful for, it's easier to find peace? Even in the toughest moments, gratitude has the power to shift your perspective and set your soul at ease. Tonight, make it a habit to start and end your day with a simple thank you. Pause for a moment and ask yourself, what are you grateful for today? It might be the small things, the big things, or even the lessons learned from hardships. The more you cultivate this practice, the more it becomes a powerful tool for spiritual growth. Remember, it's not about the quantity of blessings you count, but the quality of your gratitude. As you reflect, picture the hand of God over your life, covering you with His love and care, preparing you for a night of rest that rejuvenates your entire being. This is a sacred moment, a moment where you step into a deeper relationship with God through gratitude. Have you ever experienced the healing that comes when you simply thank God, even in the midst of your struggles. It's in these moments that the deepest restoration happens. Gratitude doesn't just change your perspective, it changes your heart, and it aligns you with divine favor. When you give thanks, you are acknowledging God's sovereignty over your life, inviting His presence to fill every corner of your soul. Now, as you prepare for the next step in this prayer, carry that gratitude with you. Hold it in your heart as you move forward into the protection, healing, and favor that God has in store for you. Can you feel the peace that gratitude is already bringing into your life? Let it guide you into the next moment where we will invite God's divine protection over your rest. You've already set the stage for divine favor by expressing gratitude. In the next section, we'll shift our focus to inviting God's protection, knowing that with each breath and each prayer, He is watching over you. So, stay with me, stay present, and let's move forward in this sacred time together, inviting divine protection as you rest. As we continue, take a moment to realize that while you sleep, your spirit is still connected to God. The world may seem quiet, but the forces at work are powerful. The need for divine protection is never more real than in the stillness of the night. Think of this prayer as a shield, a divine barrier between you and any danger, fear, or anxiety that seeks to disturb your peace. Tonight, you are not just drifting off to sleep. You are enveloped in God's protection. Close your eyes and envision God's loving arms surrounding you. His protection is not just a shield, it's a presence that guards your mind, your soul, and your heart. Feel the weight of His protection over you, covering you in a way that nothing else can. Have you ever felt the peace that comes when you know you are completely safe? That's the peace we're inviting into our lives right now, knowing that God's protection is not just a wish, it's a guarantee. Ask yourself, what are you afraid of tonight? Is it the uncertainty of tomorrow, the chaos of your thoughts, or perhaps something you've experienced in the past? Whatever it is, know this God's protection is greater than any fear or doubt you may hold. As you rest, His presence will guard you from harm, and nothing will disturb your sleep. The enemies of your peace, worry, fear, and anxiety are powerless against God's divine shield. Rest in that truth tonight. Take a deep breath and surrender any fear you've been holding onto. Let God's protection wash over you, leaving no room for anxiety to take root. You are not alone in this moment. Every fear you carry, every concern that tries to keep you awake, is laid before Him right now. Trust in His power to protect you through this night, and know that nothing can touch you without His permission. Can you feel that sense of safety and calm now? This protection doesn't just apply to your physical body. It extends to your mind and spirit. God's protection covers every part of you, your emotions, and your dreams. The night is often a time when worries grow. But in this moment, we replace those worries with God's shield of peace. As you lay here, allow that shield to grow stronger with every breath you take. Oh, there is no fear, no darkness, no evil that can touch you when God's protection is over you. As we continue into this prayer, remember this: you are not simply asking for protection. You are declaring that God's divine presence surrounds you completely. Every moment you spend in prayer, every moment you spend thanking God, builds that protection around you. Let this truth sink deep into your soul. Tonight, you are completely safe in God's care. Now, let's move forward. You are covered in God's protection, and nothing can touch you. With this protection comes healing, renewal, and the favor of God that will follow you into the night. Take a moment and feel the peace settle over you, knowing that no harm can come near you. Stay with me as we move into the next part of this prayer, where we will invite God's healing into every area of our lives. Healing and restoration through divine intervention. As you settle deeper into the comfort of God's protection, we now turn our focus to healing and restoration. You may not realize it, but the wear and tear of the day has taken a toll on you physically, emotionally, and spiritually. But tonight, as you prepare for rest, God's healing hand is ready to touch every part of your life that needs restoration. Take a moment to acknowledge where you need healing the most. Is it in your body, your heart, or your mind? God is here, ready to restore all that has been broken or weary. Close your eyes and imagine God's healing power flowing through you like a warm, soothing light. This light moves through every part of your being, bringing peace and renewal to areas that have been burdened. Have you ever felt the presence of God's healing so strong that it lifted the weight from your shoulders? That's the divine healing we're calling upon tonight. It doesn't matter what has been damaged or hurt, God's healing power is greater than anything you've experienced. Tonight, allow God to restore what has been lost. For some, it may be physical healing, perhaps an illness or pain that you've been battling. For others, it may be emotional or spiritual healing, wounds that you've carried for far too long. Whatever your need, trust that God's healing is already at work in your life. Feel the release of pain, the restoration of peace, and the quieting of the storm within you. With every breath you take, His healing power flows through you. As you lay here, think about the areas of your life that need God's touch. Do you need healing in your relationships, your career, or your inner peace? Whatever it may be, know that God's power can reach every area of your life. His healing isn't limited to one aspect of your being, yet covers your entire life. Whether you feel physically drained or emotionally weary, He can restore your strength and give you new life. Feel the weight of anxiety and stress melt away. Let God's peace fill every empty space in your heart. There is nothing that God cannot heal. Tonight, as you surrender your pain, your worries, and your burdens to Him, trust that you are being renewed. Can you feel the gentle embrace of His love, bringing comfort and healing where it's needed most? It's a spiritual renewal that happens deep within, a restoration that only God can bring. God's healing doesn't happen just once, it's a continuous flow of restoration. Every night, as you lay down to rest, you can invite His healing presence to restore you. This moment is sacred as you allow God to heal the wounds of today and prepare you for the blessings of tomorrow. His healing is a continuous process, renewing your spirit and body night until you are fully restored. With healing comes the power of renewal. As we move forward in this prayer, hold on to the healing God is bringing into your life. Feel your body, your soul, and your spirit being made whole again. The next step is to invite God's favor and blessings to continue working in your life. Rest now, knowing that healing is taking place. And let's move into the next stage of this prayer, where we call on God's favor, inviting divine favor into your life. As we continue this sacred prayer, let us now focus on inviting God's favor into every aspect of your life. Favor isn't just a simple blessing, it's a divine gift that opens doors, creates opportunities, and sets the path for miracles. Think of favor as God's personal endorsement on your life, allowing you to walk in His purpose and plan with ease and grace. Tonight, we invite that favor to surround you, knowing that when God is with you, nothing can stand against you. Imagine that God is laying out a path of favor before you, a path where obstacles are cleared, and doors that were once closed are now opening wide. Have you ever felt like life was moving in your favor, even when you didn't expect it? That's God's favor working in the unseen, making things fall into place at just the right time. As you rest tonight, know that God's favor is already at work, shifting things in your favor for tomorrow and beyond. Take a moment and think about the areas of your life where you desire favor. It may be in your relationships, career, health, or finances. Wherever you need God to intervene, His favor can make a way where there seems to be no way. God's favor isn't about being perfect or having it all together. It's about His grace on your life, guiding you and opening doors that lead to blessings. Trust that tonight God's favor is surrounding you in a way that will change your life for the better. God's favor is not something that can be earned. It's a gift He gives freely to those who seek Him. So, as you prepare for rest, ask yourself, what areas of my life am I ready to see divine favor manifest? Whether it's a new opportunity, healing in relationships, or breakthrough in your career, God's favor is the key to unlocking what you need. When you step into His favor, you step into a new season of blessings. Feel the weight of God's favor resting on you now. Every prayer you speak, every moment of faith you embrace is an invitation for His favor to move in your life. You are not alone in this journey. God's favor goes before you, behind you, and beside you. As you lay down to sleep, know that His favor is already paving the way for your future. You may not see the results immediately, but trust that favor is being released in ways you can't yet imagine. As we continue this prayer, I encourage you to meditate on the favor God has already granted you. Take a moment to thank Him for the small and big blessings alike. Because His favor is not only in the miraculous, but also in the everyday moments that bring you peace and joy. In the coming days, as you wake up to a new day, know that favor has already gone ahead of you, preparing the way for your success and happiness. So, with God's favor surrounding you tonight, let's move forward with the knowledge that His blessings will continue to flow into your life. Rest well, knowing that His favor is positioning you for divine breakthroughs. Stay with me as we now turn to the next part of this prayer, where we'll invite the final aspect of God's peace, restoration, and renewal into our hearts, restoring your spirit for a night of renewal. As we move forward in this prayer, let's focus on the renewal that God promises to each of us. Sleep is not just a time for physical rest, but an opportunity for spiritual restoration. Just as your body needs rest to recharge, your spirit requires renewal to stay strong and vibrant. Tonight, as you lie in the presence of God, let your spirit be rejuvenated, ready to face whatever comes your way with renewed strength. Your spirit recall, we are, be, we, you, we, be, we, da, we, me, gay, da, we, you, you, we, God promises that when we rest in Him, we are not only restored physically, but spiritually, mentally, and emotionally. Take a deep breath and feel the weight of the day slip away. This is not just physical relaxation. This is a time to surrender every worry, every fear, every heavy burden to God. Have you ever noticed how your spirit can become weary even when your body is tired? That exhaustion that comes from emotional turmoil or spiritual fatigue. Tonight, allow God to refresh and renew your spirit in a way that only He can. His presence is the healing balm your soul needs to feel whole again. Picture yourself being bathed in the light of God's love, washing away every ounce of fatigue that has accumulated in your spirit. The stresses of life, the disappointments, and the challenges, all of it is lifted as you rest in His peace. Imagine that with each breath you take, God's healing presence is entering deeper into your being, restoring you from the inside out. The wounds you've carried from the day, the burdens that have weighed on your heart at night, they are being healed and made whole by His divine touch. As you surrender to His renewal, let go of the tension in your soul. Release the worries about the future, the doubt about your purpose, and the fear of what's to come. Trust that God has already gone before you, preparing your way with favor, embracing peace, and overcoming anxiety. As we move deeper into this prayer, let's now focus on embracing God's peace and overcoming any anxiety that may linger in our hearts and minds. Anxiety is a heavy burden, one that weighs down the spirit and disturbs our rest. But tonight, we are called to lay down every anxious thought, every worry that clouds our mind, and replace it with the perfect peace that only God can provide. His peace is not fleeting or circumstantial, it is eternal and unshakable, and it is yours to claim. Close your eyes and imagine God's peace settling over you like a blanket, wrapping around you in warmth and comfort. Can you feel it? The stillness that comes when you surrender your worries to God, knowing that He is in control. Anxiety often stems from fear, the fear of the future, or even the fear of failure. But tonight, you are reminded that God's peace casts out all fear. As you breathe deeply, let go of any fear that has been holding you captive. God's perfect love drives it all away. Take a moment and reflect. What anxieties have been keeping you awake? Is it a situation at work? A challenge in your relationships? The weight of responsibilities you carry? Whatever it may be, remember, this God is greater than any anxiety. His peace is stronger than any worry or doubt. You don't have to carry the burden alone anymore. God invites you to give it all to Him, trusting that His peace will guard your heart and mind as you rest. Picture yourself standing before God, and as you speak your concerns aloud or in your heart, watch them dissolve into His care. He is not distant or indifferent to your struggles. No, He is close, ready to offer His peace in exchange for your anxiety. Let the heaviness you feel begin to lift, and allow God's peace to fill the space that was once occupied by fear and worry. Can you feel the freedom that comes when you know that you are held in His hands? Tonight, as you rest, you are not just sleeping, you are surrendering to peace. You are allowing God to take what you cannot control and filling you with what you need. His perfect peace. The worries of today do not have the power to disturb your rest. God's peace is a shield that guards your heart, mind, and spirit, so you can sleep without fear, without doubt, and without the weight of anxiety. This is your time to trust in Him fully. God's peace doesn't end when you wake up, continues to cover you, guiding your thoughts, calming your heart, and reassuring you that everything will work out in His perfect timing. As you prepare to sleep, let His peace be the final thought in your mind. Feel the tension leave your body and your spirit, knowing that God's presence is with you, calming your soul and protecting you from all harm. Now, as we continue in this prayer, feel the fullness of God's peace surrounding you. Tomorrow will bring new challenges, but tonight you rest in God's unshakable peace. Stay with me as we move into the final part of this prayer, where we will continue to embrace the full restoration and renewal that God has promised to those who trust in Him. Trusting in God's unfailing promise of peace and protection. As we come to the final part of this sacred prayer, let us turn our hearts to trust in God's unfailing promise of peace and protection. In a world filled with uncertainty, there is one constant: God's unwavering love and His promise to protect and guide us through all things. This is not just a promise for today or tomorrow, but for every day of our lives. When we place our trust in Him, we can rest knowing that we are safe, secure, and loved beyond measure. Tonight, as you close your eyes, let this truth fill your heart. God is with you always, and His peace will never leave you. Take a deep breath and reflect on God's faithfulness throughout your life. He has been with you in every trial, every challenge, and every joy. His protection has always been present, even in moments when you couldn't see it. This trust is what allows you to lay down your head and rest in the knowledge that you are cared for by a loving Father who knows exactly what you need. He is the keeper of your soul, and nothing can separate you from His love or His protection. Ask yourself, what fears have I been holding onto tonight? What parts of my life am I struggling to surrender to God's care? Tonight, release those fears into His hands, knowing that His promises are sure. God has never failed to fulfill His word, and He will not start now. His peace will guard your heart. His protection will shield your spirit, and His love will surround you always. You don't need to carry the weight of fear anymore. God is your protector, your shield, and your guide. Imagine that you are walking through a path lit by God's light, a path that leads to peace, favor, and divine protection. No darkness, no fear, and no evil can overtake you when you walk with Him. God's protection isn't just for the immediate hits, for your entire journey, now and always. As you sleep tonight, know that you are surrounded by His presence, covered by His promises, and held in His care. Every step you take is under His divine protection. Tonight, let this prayer be a reminder that God's protection is not limited to moments of sleep. It extends to every area of your life. You are never alone. His presence is constant, His protection is impenetrable, and His peace is everlasting. Rest in this truth tonight, knowing that no harm can come near you without His permission. Your spirit is safe in His hands, and He will never leave you or forsake you. As you rest, allow the peace of God to sink deep into your soul. Let go of all your anxieties, fears, and worries, trusting that God is in control. He has promised that He will keep you in perfect peace when your mind is stayed on Him. This is your moment of rest, of trust, and of deep connection with God. Tomorrow, you will awaken, renewed, refreshed, and ready to face whatever comes your way, knowing that God has gone before you and is with you every step of the way. Now, as we conclude this time of prayer, know that you have been covered by God's peace, His protection, and His divine favor. Sleep peacefully, knowing that the One who created you is watching over you tonight and always. Rest in His promises and trust that tomorrow will bring new blessings and opportunities, all under His loving care. As you rest tonight, remember that you are surrounded by God's perfect peace, protection, and favor. This prayer has covered you, and His presence will continue to guard you as you sleep. Trust that His love will carry you through every challenge, and His blessings will follow you wherever you go. If this prayer brought you comfort and peace, don't let this moment end here. Stay connected with us and allow God's presence to guide you every night. Subscribe to our channel for more powerful prayers and daily moments of divine peace. We are here to help you embrace God's protection, healing, and favor as you rest and renew each night. Let this be the first step in a journey of spiritual growth and tranquility. Like this video and share it with someone who needs the same peace and protection tonight. Comment Amen below to affirm your faith and let us know how God has worked in your life. Join our community and make this prayer part of your nightly routine. Sleep in peace, knowing you are never alone. God is with you, always.